Football Manager. A wondrous game for many of us, a hobby that's lasted many, many years. The ups and downs are glorious. However, today is not about how wonderful the game is. Today is about the things that annoy me the most in FM24. Most of these things are FM24 specific. There's a couple of holdovers from FM23 and beyond. But let's talk about it. I need to get it off my chest. I need to have a little rant.
Number 5.
This is Evan Ferguson. He's recently turned 19 years old, just sort of growing into the squad, a very highly rated hot prospect in FM and world football currently. He's going to be a very, very good player. Admittedly, he's not playing well at the moment, but this is our Brighton save, and I'm doing terribly and I'm about to get sacked. So ignore that. One thing you'll notice, he's unhappy. Why is he unhappy? He's getting plenty of game time. Let's have a look. Why would Evan Ferguson be happy? Complaining to teammates. So at the time he was 18, complaining to teammates because he was unhappy with the harsh team talk against Arsenal. Now, bearing in mind, he's a young player. He's not like one of the senior heads. It's not like Jordan Henderson coming to me and saying, "Oh, boss, your team talk was awful." A young kid, after the Arsenal game, complained that I was too harsh on them. Well, okay, maybe I was too harsh. Let's have a look. 2 things to note when we look at this Arsenal game. 1, we did play horribly. 2, it was in September. We are now in December. He is holding on to this grudge for far too long, and we were awful, and I just said, I didn't kick a chair, didn't go crazy. I just said we're playing really badly. I want to see something else second half. And that's what upset him almost 2.5 months ago. He's still upset by it. I think the players are holding on to a grudge a little bit too long. And I think you can have the same for like training, if you complain about their training or stuff. Get over it. You're a young kid. Get on playing with your footballs. All right? I would sell him, but he's far too good and valuable, so I've got to keep him because I desperately need goals.
Number 4.
I don't know if this second one happens for everybody, and it is only a very small thing, but it's one of those things that grinds on me every time. Look over there, and now see if you can spot the problem of the list of players. I don't know if this happens just with certain formations, or it happens to everybody. Please let me know. But it drives me absolutely insane, is that every time it shuffles the team around, so the striker is now in between the right midfielder and the centre midfielder. And because I'm stupid, obviously, I've made mistakes by making subs in the wrong place. But when you do make a sub, it then pops them into the right order immediately after. It's a really small thing that was there in FM23, little bug, surely a 10-minute fix for the brilliant developers over at Sports Interactive. But no, they've left it in. It's like a little mini puzzle game. It's really irritating every single time. It annoys me. It's like a little needle into the brain, repeatedly, every time, and it gets worse.
Number 3.
This is Russell Curry, the greatest player to ever play for Slough Town. This is my private save, my fun save. As you can see, we signed him from Goulburn Valley Suns in Australia as a target man striker. 123 appearances, 98 goals as a big target man. Not that great at football, but tall, good in the air, whip balls in, non-league, job done. Okay, excellent. You're probably thinking, well, 2 questions. Why isn't he currently still playing for you then if he's that good? And why is he retired as a player, aged 25? Now, Russell was coming in, so we're end of last season, his contract was running out, okay? I knew all the way along, I thought, I'm not going to offer a new contract straight away. He had about 6 months left. But he got upset. It can happen to everyone, okay? He was upset that we weren't strong enough at left-back and required the left-back position to be improved upon, strength and depth, etc. I can understand that. He leads the team. He's an important player. So I was like, and he wouldn't obviously talk about a new contract because he was unhappy. Okay. Now, Vanarama South has a very vague, nice open transfer window. Basically the transfer window is open for the entire season, apart from the last month or so, to allow players to sign and go because we're all part timers, etc. Right? So I'm like, okay, well that's not a problem. We do have. I was happy enough, but we did have a left back and a player that can also. It was a centre back that could also play at the left back. So I was fine, but he's our key man. He's banging in all our goals. I will sign another left back just to keep him happy. I ended the season with 5 left backs. 5 left backs. I bought a loanee in. I bought a youngster in. I bought a really good player in. I had too many. I can't afford these many left backs. But I was signing left backs from all over the world. I was scouring the globe for the next Ashley Cole, non-league Ashley Cole, and then he was unhappy. It never fixed it. And then at the end of the season, he didn't sign a new contract. He looked about for a couple of months. Nobody else was interested in him. I tried to re-sign him, but he had no intention of rejoining us. And then he retired age 25. He was on decent money, for us, 300 quid, 400 quid a week. He could have just stayed. We had the left back. I'm quite bitter. I'm quite bitter about this one, to be honest. I just think some of as a more sort of overarching thing, I think some of the promises and stuff aren't balanced correctly, especially at lower leagues. I don't think he'd really kick up a fuss, especially after maybe the 4th or 5th left back. He might go, yeah, actually, that's understandable. Or even just complaining about depth in general in a non-league side that sort of struggles for money. But this is personal bitterness talking here. He should have stayed with us and banged in all of the goals like he was doing. Sad. At 25, retired.
Number 2.
So here I am, 3 seasons in of Slough Town. Okay, this is our 4th season now. We're probably going to lose in the playoffs for the 4th season running with 100 points in the league. And not bitter. Anyway, it's been going really well. We've had some epic cup runs. We've kept an eye on the budget. We've been to the FA Cup 3rd round twice. We got to the 4th round this year, which we were beaten 4-2 by Man City. Did all right though, we're considering, but we made a load of money. And we're a part-time team. Okay, we don't train much. We have obviously terrible facilities. We're a non-league side. We're a part-time non-league side. We have terrible facilities. I thought, because I plan to have this as a little long-term save, we've got a decent amount of money here. Maybe we should. We don't need to go professional now. Let's get promoted first. But in the meantime, let's start working on the facilities. Because although we're not using them too much at the moment, they're terrible. They're base level facilities, and once we go pro, we're going to be starting training, and it'll become useful. It's like planning for the future, because a little treat to myself almost, because I'd had a couple of good cup runs and we'd done well and kept the budgets under control. Now, and this goes for all clubs, it should tell you how much the facilities, youth or training, is going to cost before you accept it. I know Miles will say that, actually, well, that's not something the manager gets involved in. He wouldn't know. But, he probably wouldn't be asking for youth facilities. That would be more of a boardroom thing. It doesn't matter. If I go to the board and say, hey, board, can we improve the youth facilities? You are then in lucky dip land as to how much it will cost. Okay? And I am talking about this because I'm bitter, because I asked them to do the youth facilities, thinking, because we're nothing, it might cost 50 grand, 100 grand. £350,000 to upgrade our nothing youth facilities to basically a shed, a gold-plated shed, but a shed nonetheless, which I would never have chosen to do if I'd known it was going to cost 350 grand. But it gets worse. I was streaming on Discord last night because of my Man City game, and a few friends wanted to watch, so I was streaming it. And after the game, we made some money, and I was like, and I was telling him about the youth facilities. I thought, I'll ask for training facilities again. Terrible training facilities. Okay, fine. Hey, board, training facilities. You want to upgrade them? It hurts me to say, £750,000 for improvements to non-league, non-existent training facilities of a part-time team. Okay, 100 grand, I would have been completely fine with, right? Most of our bank account that we don't use because we're part-time, most of these guys are posties and bricklayers, not a good idea. And it does go, obviously this is an extreme because we're non-league and we have no money, but like, it should always tell you, like, go to the board, can we have new training facilities? And they should come back and say, yes, this will cost $2.5 million. Are you okay with that? Yes or no? This has obviously been in many, many FMs. It's stupid it's not in the game. And you pray that it's not going to be too expensive without any knowledge of how much it's going to affect your team. It's bonkers. It should be fixed. And I've spent over £1 million on facilities for a part-time non-league side.
It's number one, isn't it?
The last, but by no means least, thing that annoys me in FM24, and this is genuinely worse in FM24 than I've seen it in any other FM, and it was already a problem in other FMs, is that the penalties that are given away look ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to play a few while we're chatting. And by the way, these I'm going to show you 3 goals just as examples of what I mean. Okay, but these aren't just over the course of 100 hours of playing FM. This was, I was making this video, I was like, okay, well, I need to show some examples of this. This was just a few hours of one session playing that I got these clips, and there was a couple of others I could have used. I think this is awful, and it's obviously, it's not the game being broken. It's the game, the numbers behind the actual football match saying that this is going to be a penalty, and the animations on the screen not matching together remotely closely. So things happen that never look like a penalty, but in the game's mind, they are penalties. It's just not doing a very good job of showing that they are penalties, okay? Like this one, for instance, he just pokes the ball away. He just literally pokes the ball away. Like, nothing wrong. Apparently clear penalty. So this second one here, he just defends it, doesn't he? Like, he literally just defends it. He just comfortably defends, you know. And this is for us, okay? I'm getting the benefit, but this is just, he clearly just kicks the ball away. And the guy just sort of falls over, and it's a penalty. Here we go again. I don't even remember which one this was. That's our goalkeeper. We hoof it forward. Lovely ball forward. Oh, he's through and goal. Oh, great tackle. Oh, no. Straight penalty. Oh, it's penalty. No. Clear as day. Don't need any VAR. Check complete. Good process, everybody. Obviously, there's no VAR in non-league. Obviously, because we've had all this new motion matching stuff and everything that the overlap is just not worked out as well. Like I said, it's been a problem on previous FMs. There's some really dodgy penalties. You'd see the odd one, but it wasn't like the most dodgy. I'm seeing so many, and I'm sure you are as well, and even though I know in my brain that is just the bad animations of what is actually a penalty, but they're just not doing a very good job of showing it, it fills me with rage every time that it happens, and I'm like, please, just fix that. I'm not sure if it's genuinely fixable or that's going to be an FM25, but that needs to be fixed for me. That is, and like I said, those 3 penalties were just from like a 3-hour period of playing the game. I could give you 20 if I'd recorded all, you know, my Slough save, 20, 30 penalties that just don't ever look like penalties. Some of them, the players aren't even close together when one of the guys falls over. I love the motion matching. I love this match engine. It's so much improved upon previous FMs. But that, I guess because of all that extra stuff and the new stuff, has become much, much worse. Right. Whew, okay, I feel better about it now. I just need to get off my chest. Like I said, most of these aren't game-breaking. I can live with it. There's always weird little scuffy bits on games like this. Any sort of big simulation games, management games, have weird shenanigans. But I just needed to get it off my chest. Especially losing Curry because the 5 left backs wasn't enough, and then him retiring. I didn't even know he'd retired until I started looking him up to do the video. Record sad times. And the facilities, please let us. That can't be hard to do. And the ordering of players when you make a sub, that can't be hard to do. Please, that's a little tiny fix. One guy at Sports Interactive, just put a bit of code in, like fix a bit of code. It's probably a string, just one little bit for the ordering, please. Right. Anyway, I would like to let your annoyance fly in the comments. You're allowed to pick one thing that annoys you about FM24, and I'm not talking bugs. This is not about bugs or like, oh, the game's rubbish or, oh, Man City always win the league or, you know, whatever it is. Just something random in the game that might be a really small thing but annoys you in particular. And you only get one each in the comments. And I will have a lovely time reveling in your misery once you all get commenting and stuff. There we go, my friends. We are done. Thank you very much for listening to me rants. I feel better about it. I'll miss you, Curry. Although, to be fair, spoiler alert. It's not a spoiler because I don't even stream it. But I signed a much better target man after that. So it actually silver lining. But that's not the point of this rant. It's still angry. Right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.